Hey, good morning, good morning. How are you? I'm at this amazing house right now with my husband, Ash, and we are sitting here doing 6 a.m. coffee with Shanda, and it's Freestyle Fridays. I'm in my pajamas because we were up late last night, and so forgive me for being in my pajamas. Hi, Carrie Ann. How are you? Hold on, I'm just going to pop you guys into here so I can hold you better. Okay, awesome. Good morning, good morning, good morning. It's great to have you here. Look at this amazing, oh, you can't tell. That amazing light is this amazing chandelier. Good morning, Kim. Good morning, Sherry. Good morning, Molly. Good morning, Alicia. All you amazing people. Well, I'm here looking a little rough this morning, but I'm here. So please, this is Freestyle Fridays. You can ask me any question about your business, and I will answer it. I kind of want to go sit in the bed right now and do this. I'm going to go sit in the bed. It's so beautiful out right now. So let me jump in bed. And hopefully it's not too dark. Okay, good. Yay! Okay, let's rock and roll. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning to my bed. All right, you guys, let's do Freestyle Fridays, which means that I will problem solve your business from bed. I will problem solve your business, and you can ask me any question you want inside your company or inside your personal life, or my life is completely open for you to ask me anything about my life as well, and I'm happy to answer any questions for you. Good morning, Michelle Lee. How are you, Brandy? Woo, woo. Okay, let's get rocking and rolling. I know you got questions. Hey, Jade. I know you have questions inside your business, so tell me, what are your questions, and let's rock and roll this morning. All right, great. The numbers are going up this morning, and I'm in my bed. I'm going to look back on these Facebook Lives, and I'm going to be like, holy cow, Shanda, you're showing up with, like, not washing your face, in bed, just rolling out of bed to do a Facebook Live. That's got to crack me up later on. In 20 years from now, I'll be going, why didn't you get ready? Okay, hi, Carla Diana. How are you? Awesome. Okay, so this is Freestyle Fridays, which means that you have got to ask me a question about your business, and I will answer the question from bed here. So, what's the first question? First question. Oh, yay for showing up. I love that. First question. Thank you. I appreciate you saying I look so cute. Good morning from Austin, Texas. That rocks. Hi, Rosemary. Okay, so if you guys aren't going to ask me questions, I'm going to start riffing about business. Hey, Jennifer, great. Thank you for jumping on. My online show is launching. Woo, woo. So Jennifer is doing an online show, which is something that we teach to build a great audience of people. What did you say? I want to know, oh, shoot, you disappeared. I want to know how to sell what I do, because I produce fashion shows for philanthropy and speak on TV to help raise money for charity. So just share that. I mean, so I don't know if you watched Coffee with Shanda yesterday. Jennifer, did you watch Coffee with Shanda yesterday with Tony? She's one of our clients, and she was talking about how on her online show, every single time she did an interview, she would stop the person speaking and ground. I don't know if you've already done your interviews, but she would stop the person, ground the points, and then she would share what it is that she does and share a way for them to get a hold of her and also get a hold of the person that she was interviewing. And so I can't remember what she said, but I think she said she had 85 or 95 people reach out to her during her online show, during while people were watching it, and she did $20,000 in sales like already, which is awesome, or 21,000. So if you've already done your interviews, then what you could do is you could actually add a PS to the emails that are actually sending out the interviews of your online show to your database, and you could put a PS and you could say like anything. So you got to think what's in it for them versus you promoting you, right? So if you're always focused out on what's in it for them versus you promoting you, you're going to find that things land. So what was the email about that housed the interview that was going out, let's say today? And I would write something in the PS that would relate to that and share that something like, the fashion shows help raise money. So what is your online show about? Tell me that in another comment section, so that will help me get even more specific with you. And I'll also private message you if you private message me, and private message me, and I'll also like to get some more details in case I can't answer it on Coffee with Shanda, and I'll give you some specific things to do right away. But the first thing that comes up for me is in the PS of the emails, put something about the fact that, you know, if you have a cause if you have a charity, a cause, or a movement that you want to create, one way to raise money for it is, I know how to raise money for it. Click here and let's talk. So that would be like that PS would be a great PS to put on every single email that goes out with an interview. So that's one way. Secondly, you know, when you're done the online show, do a whole campaign inspiring people to raise money for their causes, right? So I think a lot of people have causes that they haven't even really gotten out of their own way. Like, it almost is like, how dare us live our busy lives and not look up and help other people? And I don't mean that from a shame standpoint, but, you know, I've raised money for human trafficking, you know, lots of different things, Africa. But one of the things that I haven't raised money for that I've always wanted to is like orphans and people who like are sitting in adoption centers. There's something about that has just called my heart for so long, and I've still not done anything about it, right? And so, you know, you can actually take the guilt out of our lives and help us produce an event that raises money for something we care about, and then even create more passion in our lives. So I'm just brainstorming right now, there was a point in my life in my business that I was pushing to grow my business, and I hit a comfortable mark where I can't remember what I was making, but I think it was like $800,000 a year at that time. And I didn't need any more. Like, I was happy with my apartment at the time. I was happy with the car I drove. I was happy with, I never felt like I was limited in money. And I was like, I kept going like this, like, I need a bigger reason to show up. And I remember walking around like I had a hook, and I was trying to hook into something bigger. And I literally found a coach at the time that had marketing around stop marketing and start a movement. And it's funny because, like, that coach, I worked with her for a long time, and she's actually one of my close friends. It wasn't even like her programs were about creating a movement, but I was trying to hook into something bigger to find the passion to get me to show up in a bigger way. And I knew that I knew there was more inside me, but I couldn't get myself to show up. And so I knew it was connected with giving. I knew it was connected with charity or, you know, giving. And so I ended up going to Africa to give, and that like broke my entitlement open. I was like, how dare me? And again, not from a shame point, but from a point of like, I live in America. Like, I should be living every moment of my life. Like, I dropped all my entitlement that had me not show up in life, and I went after it, right? So I think you are such a beautiful catalyst, Jennifer, for getting us out of our own way, so we stop focusing so much on ourselves and what we're trying to accomplish in life, and actually unleash us in a way that we entrepreneurs can build amazing businesses by actually making a difference at the same time. And by the way, even what I just came up with right there is a niche in its own, like even working with entrepreneurs or driven people to not just build a life for themselves and their families, but to build a life that, you know, impacts their families to give back, impacts their kids to give back, impacts, you know, even their marketing, to have their marketing a part of giving back. And you could be doing these fashion shows for their company, you know, on a quarterly basis or a biannual basis or an annual basis that helps their company give back. So those are some ideas for you. Hopefully that spurs some excitement. Erica, how do you tell the difference between resistance and being lazy? Okay. The challenge is they're both about you. Right? That's the challenge, Erica. The challenge about resistance and being lazy are both about you. Right? And I would actually go as far as to say when you're lazy, it's laziness. I mean, so it's such a self-centered thing, laziness. Right? It's so self-centered on what I want to do. Even going back to what I just shared about the nonprofit, strategy for Jennifer, it goes back to my story about when I got comfortable. I mean, so when we get comfortable, it's like we can see ourselves as these spiritual, amazing beings that, we were talking about this yesterday, actually. Often we have ourselves like in a category that we're generous and we're giving because somebody needs our help and we're there for them. Or, we have many moments in our life that we can see that we actually went out of our way to help somebody create an amazing result in their life. But honestly, that's like just being a good human being. Generous is going out of your way to create an extraordinary result, even when you're working your to-do list and you're so wrapped up in creating your own result that you still have the ability to look up and help somebody else. And the crazy thing that happens is your thing goes to a level that you never could have taken it to if you didn't help somebody else. But that doesn't happen until your heart becomes super generous. So I don't know the best way to answer this question, Erica, because laziness and resistance are both self-focused things. And I think that, I don't want to take too much time on this, but it's like, I think a lot of people fight with that because they want to show up a lot more in life. And so I would say the way out of that is to really go and volunteer. Even if you can't figure out what would open your heart, that's still about you. Just go volunteer. I mean, I'm really go on a volunteer trip or go volunteer for 5 days in an orphan. You probably can't do that because they want to fingerprint you and background check you. So maybe you say, I'm going to volunteer for the next 6 months of my life in an orphanage or something like that. And trust me, you'll start showing up. Especially if you're an entrepreneur. I'm not saying everybody will show up, but they'll show up somewhere in their life. If you're an entrepreneur, you will get out of your own way because you start to realize that there's a bigger calling for your life than to sit around and be lazy. Resistance is just about fear, and typically laziness is about fear too. The most common thing I hear from an entrepreneur when I give them a strategy that they say, you know what, I don't really feel connected to that. I say to them, making a difference in the world has nothing to do with you. Has nothing to do with you and what you feel like. It really has to do with you being of service to a higher calling, a higher reason. If you can make a difference somewhere, then you feel called to do that. What will happen is the fulfillment and the passion will start being fed back to you. So, when we're lazy, it's actually because we still don't get that we matter that much, and it's really connected to a worthiness conversation. However, the resistance and the laziness and all of that come in front of us, and it tells us the story that either I'm not connected to this, I'm not passionate. Passion comes when you get really good at something, and then it goes again. It's not something that it doesn't need to be a prerequisite for us to be showing up. So when we're lazy, it's because we're not passionate about something, but what you don't get is that's still all about you versus all about making the difference and commitment. So that's my answer to that. Hopefully that made a difference. Good morning, Martha. How are you? I look cute this morning. Thank you. I'm in my pajamas. Okay. I don't know what time it is, you guys. What time is it? Somebody tell me what time it is so that I don't hold you longer than 20 minutes. My phone doesn't tell me that, and I'm in bed. Okay. Alicia, I'm struggling to ask for help in my personal life so I can grow my business. I feel this anxiety that I will owe someone something. Oh my God, I felt that before. HCL3 is in the plan. In the meantime, tweaking my mind. And please, that's so funny because I was going to tell you, HCL, go do HeartCore Leadership. because that will definitely get you out of your own way around that conversation. So notice that again, and I love that you're asking this question because I think a lot of people struggle with this. It's like, I'm a good giver, but a really bad receiver. And that is, again, a way that you take is that there's a limiting thought somewhere that there's only so much you can give. And if someone helps you, then you owe something. That actually underneath that, there could be an element of righteousness underneath that, meaning that I don't even, like, if I owe you something, then you're going to ask me for something that I don't want to give. And so there's a limit of righteousness and stubbornness around that somewhere, right? And so you probably already have connected with that when I'm saying that. But it's like, if I help my husband, build his business, then I'm just giving an example, if I help my husband build his business, then he won't learn the power to build it himself. Well, that's about me being right? Versus me being in contribution. If I ask for my husband to help me with my son, then I'm going to lose connection with my son, or I'm somehow going to not be a good mother, right? So now that's connected with worthiness, right? So often when you have to do everything yourself, you get your importance from it. So I'm important if I do this, or it says something about me as a woman or a man that I'm good enough. And so you'll take it all on yourself. And I think everybody already knows this, but God, when you really get letting go of control and asking for help, then you have to let go of the control of how people do it, which means that nobody's going to do it with you, like you, which means that you have to let go of control. Well, if you let go of control, it all comes down to about us, right? If you let go of control, then somebody doesn't do it the way you would normally do it, then that's going to drive you crazy, because now you got to focus on becoming more flexible. And becoming more flexible means that you're going to get more freedom, and emotional intelligence will start to open up. But you almost don't want to do that, because if you do that, then you have to let go of something that you're right about, something you're not willing to let go of. So it's deep. It's deep stuff. So who cares about all of that? Put that to the side. You'll never hit your mark if you don't ask for help in your personal life. So I don't do dishes. By the way, I actually like doing dishes. I don't clean my house. I actually like cleaning my house. I love doing laundry, and I love washing my car. I love it. But I can't do any of that inside my life and still be an extraordinary mom, an extraordinary wife, and I get help with my son. Somebody's helping me with my son right now. Doesn't mean I'm not a great mom. I put things in my life so that I'm with my son at 2:45. So instead of just carting my son around, trying to fit him into my life, I can have designated time for him that he actually gets an amazing mom, versus me doing all the things. So freedom will open up. Okay, you guys, what time is it? Because I don't want to hold people longer than 20 minutes and nobody's telling me the time. Help me. I'm asking for help. Lately, I've been swamped with Marina, I've been swamped with an insane to-do list, and this list keeps growing. How do I manage my busy schedule when I can't leverage out the work? Great question. Chunk it. So I only work with clients Monday and Tuesday, and sometimes Wednesdays. Thursdays and Fridays are really my to-do list. So look at your to-do list and what can you stretch out. So don't be overly ambitious to get everything done now. It's hard because we think if we do more, it's the employee mindset. The employee mindset is, if I do more, I will make more money. If I do more, I will grow faster. That is the employee mindset. The employee mindset is, if I work harder, I will get more ahead. And that's true for employees because their income, their wage is directly correlated with how much they get done. So if they pile more onto their to-do list, they will get paid more. But as an entrepreneur, it works against you. You grow faster. So for instance, one of our clients, I took a product launch and an intensive, basically an event, off her books. I took her sales number down from 30 to 8, meaning instead of selling 30, sell 8. And I put one tweak inside of her business for her to do $84,000 in 2 months. Okay. So I did it on a VIP day with her, a half VIP day. So in 2 hours, we did this, and it allows her to be a better mom. And so now she doesn't have to work as hard. She doesn't have to do as much, but it takes her out of this scarcity mindset because she's a worker bee. She has got great work ethic, but I'd rather have the great work ethic towards this one thing that has her be in intimacy with this one thing and really do a great job with it, which then allows her to have more free time to free up her to-do list. So why I'm sharing that with you is look at your to-do list, and is there maybe some of the goals or some of the projects you want to do that you can put out for a couple months? Instead of trying to crush them all in one place because you think you need to do them to get further ahead, spread them out like that. Patience is a virtue. Patience is also really good with making money. It's also really good with slowing your roll. Don't burn your adrenals to the point that, like whenever I'm spinning and I'm like, shit, I feel like I got too much to do, I'm like, slow your roll. Slow your roll. And Shanda, what needs to come off your to-do list that you just have to be okay with, that you're not going to handle this quarter or you're not going to handle this month? And I stretch out my driven, ambitious plans. I stretch them out another month or two and give myself a little bit more time to reach them and look at what's the most profitable thing that I could work on that would cause the biggest difference. And what are the things that I'm doing because I'm trying to rush the success? So success cannot be rushed. It really gets created by that one big idea that you get really intimate with and create the result. I hope that makes a difference for you, because the people in your life will suffer. And if you have children, they're going to suffer. And I'm not saying that my son never has moments like this is a busy week. I'm not with him today, and I left my house last night, and I'm not with him today. I will be with him tonight, but then I am flying for Ash and my anniversary this weekend, so tomorrow morning. So I'll be with I wasn't with my son last night. I'm not with him today. I'll be with him for dinner tonight. Then tomorrow morning, Ash and I will fly to Big Sur, and we will spend 2 days for Ash's birthday is tomorrow. So go to Ash Gandhari and go give him lots of love today and tomorrow for his birthday, please. And it's his birthday tomorrow, and then we'll be in Big Sur tomorrow and the next day for our anniversary. And then we will fly back. So I really won't really spend a lot of time with my son for really 3 days this week, which is hard for a mom and hard for a dad. But honestly, right now I'm not having a hard time with it because I'm on purpose. I'm focusing out, right? And then I'm going to focus on my husband's birthday, and we're going to focus on hiking and making love and going to yoga and just reconnecting and dating each other for a couple days. And I'm really looking forward to that. So I'll be on purpose, not off purpose, missing my son. And then I'll come back and love my son up, and then we'll go to Barbados for 2 weeks at the end of next week. And then I'll be focused on the family as a whole for 2 weeks. So my point is like, chunk your day. I don't have any, I never put clients, and I learned this when I was building. I took control of my calendar, because if you try and fit into your calendar, especially as a coach or consultant, and I just gave advice to Tony, who was on Coffee with Shanda yesterday. I said I was going to take Fridays off, and then somebody can only work with her on Friday. And I said, you just realign them. You just let them know you have other commitments on Friday. And so when you take things off the plate and they're not available, then people won't push to work with you on those days. So look at what are your days. So Thursday, Fridays are my days where I don't have appointments. And then they do leave it open that if I do want to take an appointment like a VIP day, I can do that. They're basically working on my business days. I don't do any trainings or private coaching or anything like that on those days, if that makes sense. So chunk your days. So here's the takeaway. Chunk your days so you always have a day, at least a day of the week that you have free and open, and it's a rule. That's just how you run your life. even if a client or a customer or something wants to work with you, you just say, I'm committed on that day. I'm sorry. What is another day that will work? Or you suggest another day. Secondly, you look at your to-do list and move things out that maybe are busy energy or you're trying to rush success. And what's the one thing you can work on that's going to give the highest dividends? What's the client that's going to really appreciate your work, fill you up, and will refer customers to you? Look for people who really are in team with you to work with you. And that's my best advice to you. Okay, I'm going to answer one more question because I'm pretty sure that nobody's telling me it's 6:20 and we should be ending Coffee with Shanda. Let's see. Let me see. Okay, Sherry, I'm not sure what to do with my email list after I've built it. I'm not a coach. My product is only available in the U.S. My online show is Living Pain-Free. Hold on, let me see. Living Pain-Free, but doing iSolves, which iSolves, everybody, is my sales conversation, is scary because I can't really give medical advice, and I think I would be getting caught up in questions I would not legally be able to answer, so not sure what to do next. So Sherry, first of all, you got a lot of confidence scenarios going in there, right? So you've got some confidence issues, which is no different than me when I started my business. I was scared to death that I couldn't give spiritual or money advice when I got started because I didn't have the confidence I could create the results with people. So, first of all, you're going to have to get over that and ask yourself, so I'm assuming, and I'm just making this up right now. So, natural doctors, like I have a friend who is not a doctor, and she's also been a client for many, many years, who teaches fertility. And she's very clear that she can get you pregnant if you're willing to surrender into her process, where it's really a spiritual thing, so unexplained fertility. So she's not a doctor. By the way, she was just booked. Jackie Cote, one of our clients, just got her booked on the news. When I started working with her, she would only talk about soul guidance because she was so afraid and hiding this thing that she felt like she knew how to do, which was getting women pregnant who had fertility issues that were unexplained. Not medical issues, but fertility issues that are unexplained. And so she wouldn't share this because she was like, this is woo-woo, and I can't legally say that I can get people pregnant because it's so woo-woo, right? And, holistic health practitioners have this challenge. If you say that you can cure cancer or things like that with food, like technically you're not allowed to make those claims. I mean, my husband is in the nutritional world, and he gets really frustrated when he started his business when he would see people say, turmeric can cure inflammation. He's like, yes, there are signs that it can, but you can't claim that it does. But these companies do all the time. So, there's all of that conversation out there. So there's legal ways of sharing. I am not allowed to say that my business models will create $100,000 a month revenue for you, or you can make $1 million a year and become a millionaire. Yet I have tons of proof, right? I have tons of proof. I have thousands of clients and tons of proof, but I'm not allowed to make an income claim online legally. And I can get in huge trouble for that. And so it's illegal. And so there's ways that you do it. Like I cannot claim that you will get the results of my client that just made $100,000 in a month. But what if you could have a percentage of that success? Would that be interesting to you, right? Go to helpmeshanda.com, fill out the application, and you can actually do that right now, and we can help you, So we can say things like that, but there's ways that you got to build your confidence, and you got to be willing to go out there and take a stand. So there's that aspect. So, there is coaching and consulting that you can do to bring in cash flow based on what you do. You can also have other people do it for you. And your product and service, my husband's product is sold in America, and he had to get, now I'm speaking out of turn now, but he had to get something to be able to sell in Canada, but it didn't take them long to do it. So there's that aspect. Or you can just market the product to your email list for people who are only available to buy it in America. But the underlying problem that you're having is a leadership problem. Talk to us about leadership, because it's a leadership problem, and you're afraid in your leadership to go out there and take a stand. And that is going to get in your way of selling. And so I recommend you talk to us about leadership and you get out of your way on that, because that's going to prevent you from rocking it out. So, all right, you guys, I am going to finish 6 a.m. Coffee with Shanda. I'm going to go get ready and go see my honey and have the rest of today. And I wish you the best. I hope that this is Freestyle Fridays. Every Friday I will do Coffee with Shanda, not always from my bed, but this morning it was from my bed. So here's to taking off the mask, doing whatever it takes, not needing to be perfect, and letting go of procrastination. Have a great day. Bye.